Okay, so today we're going to take our practice or really work on breathing because I feel like we're struggling with breathing. And so I'm going to do some counting when we do some of our poses. And first I'll count, it's going to be a 4 count. So it may be like inhale, 2, 3, 4, exhale, 2, 3. And I'll probably count it first, and then I want you to start your own counting with your own breath. And we're going to go a little slower because I want you to really get in a rhythm with your breath. So we're going to start lying on our backs, feet stretched out. I want you to flex your feet, so toes point up to the ceiling. And then we're going to circle the feet to the right. So I want you to just take the feet real slow to the right, circle the feet around to the left, really stretching the feet out, and circle again. I'm going to take that circle about 3 times to the right and really accentuate that movement. And then come to center, and I want you to just circle to the left. Really point the toes to the front of the room, just stretch them out. Point the toes to the top of the ceiling. And then I want you to come to center when you're finished with your 3 circles. And I want you to take your right knee into your chest. So stretch the left foot to the front of the room as you pull the knee to the chest. Let the shoulders relax on the floor, the head, the neck. Release that knee. Take the right hand to the inside of the right knee and take that knee toward the floor. Keep the foot flexed. So just a gentle stretch. Take the knee back to the chest. Pull it in. And then stretch that leg out to meet the left leg. Same thing on the left side, so bring the left knee into the chest. Push the heel of the right foot toward the front of the room. Relax the shoulders. Take the left hand to the inside of the knee and let that knee drop to the floor. Not a big stretch, just try to get the body to waken up a little bit. Bring that knee back to your chest. One more squeeze. And then take that left foot to meet the right. So from here, I want you to bend your knees, place your feet on the floor, grab a hold of your knees behind your knees. Interlace your hands behind your knees. And we're just going to do some gentle rocks up and back. So you're just going to rock, like rock and roll, just gentle. And then as you get going, I want you to make them bigger. So you might come up to a completely seated position and just rock. And then slowly slow it down. And then I want you to come up to a seated position. All right, so from here we're going to do some flexion breaths. Flexion is when you take the inhale, your chest comes forward, the chin goes up, and you look up to the ceiling, really accentuate the stretch. And then when you exhale, you round the back and you lean back, the shoulders come forward. Inhale, look up. Exhale, release. One more Inhale. And exhale. Really hear your breath. One more time. Inhale. And exhale. And come to center. Now I want you to take your right hand to your left knee. Left arm goes behind you. And I want you to twist to the left. And find a spot. And just find your drishti, find a spot. And just focus on that spot. Breathe. And then gently release. And then inhale and twist again. See if you can go a little further. And release. And one more twist. Inhale, sit up tall. And come to center. We'll take our twist on the other side. So right hand goes behind the body. Left hand goes to the right knee and twist. Gentle release. Come back and twist again. Release. One more twist. See if you can go a little further this time on the third twist. And then come back to center. So from here, place your hands in front of the body, come up on all fours, and kick back into downward facing dog. So first downward facing dog of the day, you might need to take the hips from side to side, walk the dog, press one heel into the mat and the other. Just kind of get yourself ready for practice. Come to center. Take your right leg and to the back of the room with the foot flexed, toes pointed down. Bend that right leg and look under your right arm. So try to place the left heel as close to the floor as you can. Now if you can turn this out a little bit, now come back and look underneath your right arm. Okay? And then come back to center and place that foot beside the left. Then we'll kick the left foot out behind you. Bend the left leg and look underneath the arm and twist. If you can take your left foot toward the stage a little bit, that way. There you go. As long as you've got your balance. Really stretch out. Come back to center. And then walk to the top of your mat. Forward fold. Just a gentle fold. Grab opposite elbows and kind of sway from side to side. Feet can be about hip width apart. Place the hands in front of the feet. Very slowly roll the body up and hands to heart center. Here we go with our counting. So we're going to start in mountain pose. So on an inhale, mountain pose. 1, 2, 3, 4. Reach up. Exhale. 1, 2, 3, 4. Inhale, come back up. 1, 2, 3, 4. And exhale, hand to heart center. Inhale, mountain pose. 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4. Inhale, come right back up to mountain pose. 1, 2, 3, 4. And exhale, hands to heart center. Find your breath, and I want you to take that on your own. So when you're ready, take your mountain pose and count to yourself. So just work with your breath, and when you work with your breath, you're going to find these poses will come a little bit easier. All right, here we go. Top of the mat, hands to heart center, mountain pose. Inhale. Exhale. 4. Halfway lift. Inhale. 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, forward fold. 2, 3, 4. Come up to mountain pose. Inhale. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hands to heart center. 2, 3, 4. Mountain pose. Forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Forward fold. Take your right foot back to a low lunge. So the left foot, the knee comes over the ankle. Come to the top of the fingertips. Look forward. Send the right heel to the back of the room and the chest to the front of the room. Bring that right leg back up to meet the left. Forward fold. Come up to mountain pose. Inhale. 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, hands to heart center. Mountain pose. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, halfway lift. 2, 3, 4. Send the left foot back to a low lunge. Shoot the left heel to the back of the room. Chest to the front of the room. And bring the left foot to meet the right. Forward fold. And inhale, come up to mountain pose. 1, 2, 3, 4. And hands to heart center. Does that help at all with the breathing? Okay. So let's go through a few sun salutations. We're going to do some chaturangas. We're not going to go from high push-up to low push-up. We're going to do a little bit of a variation of that version. So when we get there, I'll show you what I'm talking about. So let's go to mountain pose. Forward fold. Halfway lift, flat back. Look about 2 feet in front of you. Come to a high push-up. So in high push-up, the shoulders are over the wrist. The heels are pushing to the back of the room. You have a flat back, so you're not sticking your hips up to the sky. Flatten the back. Drop your knees right here to the mat. Turn the toes under on top of the mat. From here, we're going to do our chaturanga. So you're going to shoot the body forward so the shoulders come over the wrist now. And then you lower yourself down. And I want you to place your hands in front of you, and we're going to do a cobra pose. So just gently bring the chest up, the head up, do a little stretch in the back, and bring the head back down to the floor. Place the hands underneath the shoulders, turn the toes under, and come back to a downward facing dog. Take a few breaths here. Walk your dog a little bit. See if you can get those heels a little bit closer to the mat now that you've warmed up a little bit. Walk your hands, your feet to your hands. Forward fold. Inhale to mountain pose. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. And exhale, hands to heart center. Mountain pose. Forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, I can't talk. Flat back. Take your left foot back to a low lunge. Take the right foot back to meet the left, downward facing dog. Come to your knees. Take the shoulders over the wrist, turn the feet on top. No, turn your feet on the top, come down. Come back up to cobra. Take the hands underneath the shoulders. This time, keep the feet turned so you're on top of your feet, and we're going to come into an up dog. So with the hands pressing into the mat, straighten the arms. If you can lift the thighs up off the mat, that's good. They don't have to come off the mat. Turn the toes under. Come into downward facing dog. Walk your feet up to meet your hands. Flat back. Rise up to mountain pose. Forward fold. Don't be afraid to let me hear your breath. Halfway lift, inhale. High push up. Knees to the mat, turn the toes under, come down chaturanga, up dog, and downward facing dog. Exhale. Take the right foot in between your hands, come into warrior one. So it's 1, inhale, 2, 3, 4. The hips face the front of the room. Back foot's at a 45-degree angle. Exhale. Come back down, 2, 3, 4. Come into downward facing dog. And this time take the left foot in between the hands. Come into warrior 1, 2, 3, 4. So anytime you come up, you're going to be inhaling. Exhaling, come back down. Come into a downward facing dog. Walk to the top of your mat. Take about 2 or 3 steps if you have to. Forward fold. And come back up to mountain pose. 2, 3, 4. Exhale. 2, 3, 4. Mountain pose. Forward fold. Exhale. Inhale. Halfway lift. Come into a high push-up. Low push-up. Up dog. Inhale. Downward facing dog. Exhale. Right foot forward. Warrior 1. Inhale. From here, come into warrior 2. Exhale. 2, 3, 4. Hold this pose. Extend the hands to the front and back of the room. Belly comes in and out. Knee is over the ankle. See if you can come up a little bit taller. You don't want to be leaning, you want to be up tall. So you're pushing down here, but you're lifting up from the waist up. Cartwheel the arms down on either side of the right foot. Come back to downward facing dog. Take the left foot in between the hands. Come into warrior 1 on an inhale. And then come into warrior 2. Exhale. See if you can take your right hand back a little bit further behind the body. And cartwheel down. Come back to downward facing dog. Walk the hands or the feet in between the hands. Forward fold. And rise up to mountain pose on the inhale. And exhale. Mountain pose. Forward fold. Halfway lift, flat back. Fold. Come into a downward facing dog. And from here, I want you to take the right foot forward in between the hands. Come into a warrior 1. From here, I want you to go into a warrior two. Okay, on the inhale, we're going to take our arms up and straighten the right leg. And on the exhale, we're going to bend back down. 2, 3, 4. Inhale, come up. And exhale, come back down. Reach forward with those hands and behind you with the hands. Inhale, come up. And exhale, release. One more time. Inhale. And exhale. Cartwheel the hands down on either side of the foot. Turn, come into a downward facing dog. Take a few breaths here. And then we're going to take the left foot in between the hands, come into a warrior one position on the inhale. Exhale, warrior two. On the inhale, straighten the front leg, lift the arms up, reach up. Exhale, 2, 3, 4. Inhale. And exhale. One more time, inhale. And exhale. Cartwheel the hands down. Come back to downward facing dog. Take a good stretch in down dog. Come to your knees. Turn the feet under. And come into child's pose and take a little break. Come to tabletop position, so on all fours. Turn the toes under, come to downward facing dog. Here we go again. Take the right foot in between the hands. Come into a warrior one. Exhale, warrior two. From here, we're going to do a side angle. So take the right forearm to the thigh and take the left arm by the ear. Relax the neck. Just look straight ahead. Reach up and out with that left arm. Bring that arm back up to reach the ceiling. Come back up to a warrior two. From here, turn the right palm up and we'll do a reverse warrior. So take that right arm back behind you. Back to warrior two, and cartwheel the arms down. This time go to a high push-up, low push-up, up dog, and downward facing dog. Same thing on the left, so take the left foot in between hands, warrior one. Don't forget your breathing. Inhale, warrior two, exhale. From here, take the left forearm to the thigh, take the right arm over. So the right arm is actually beside the ear, pushing up and away from the body. So you'll feel the stretch all along the inside of your waist, all the way through to your fingertips. And then come back up to warrior two. Turn the left palm up and reverse your warrior. So on this pose, when you reverse the warrior, exhaling, inhale, come back to warrior two, and then cartwheel the hands down and come back in to a high push-up, low push-up, up dog, and downward facing dog. Walk the hands or the feet in between the hands. Halfway lift. Forward fold. And then rise up to mountain pose. And on the exhale, hands to heart center. From here, we're going to go to chair pose. So the feet are just a little bit apart. I find it more comfortable that way. And you're going to sit back in your chair. Take your arms down and up to mountain pose, so the arms are beside the ears. Do not arch the back here. You don't want to be in this position. You want the tailbone tucked under. So you don't want to be here. You want to be here. Then forward fold. Halfway lift. And fold. And then rise back up to chair pose. So you're coming into chair pose. From here, bring your hands to heart center. And we're going to take our left elbow to our right knee and do a prayer twist. So the right elbow should be pointed up to the ceiling. Don't forget to breathe. Come back to center, forward fold. Rise up to chair pose. Bring the hands to heart center and we'll twist on the left. So take the right knee to the right hand elbow to the left knee. Take the left elbow to the ceiling and twist. Come back to center. Forward fold. Halfway lift. Fold one more time. And slowly rise up in mountain pose on your inhale. And hands to heart center. Anybody need a drink? Take a drink. It gets hot in here. And those will definitely turn the heat up. Yeah. That's hard. All right, this is going to be our last sun salutation. So let's inhale, mountain pose. Really reach up with those fingertips. Forward fold. Halfway lift, flat back. Come into a high push-up. Now to your knees, turn the feet under. Come into a low push-up. Up dog. And down facing dog. Take your right foot in between your hands. Come into a warrior one. And into a warrior two. From here, we're going to come into triangle pose. We're going to straighten the right leg. Keep reaching with the fingertips to the front and the back of the room. I want you to shoot the right arm forward without bending at the waist as far as you can. And then slowly bring the right arm down. Take this off. Put this arm on here. So take this arm here. And then if you can take that, you can take back to you, but back this way, back toward me. But you don't have to, just so that it's reaching straight out. Okay. Here, bring the arms back up, shoot the arms to the front and back of the room, cartwheel the arms down, come into a downward facing dog, and we're going to take a triangle on the opposite side. So I want you to take your left foot in between your hands and come into a warrior one. Your inhale, exhale, warrior two. And from here, I want you to straighten the left leg this time. Reach as far as you can with those left fingertips to the front of the room, and then come down to triangle pose. In triangle pose, you can look to the side, you can look down toward the left foot, toward the foot, which will give you the best balance. If you can, look up to the right, to the fingertips. Straighten the left leg, Madeline. Oh, straighten. Yeah, straighten your left leg. Oh, yeah. And then see if you can bring this arm up here. Okay, there you go. Come back up to warrior two. Cartwheel down. Come into downward facing dog. Come to your knees And then come into child's pose and take a break. Come to all fours, tabletop position. Turn the toes under, come into downward facing dog. Walk your feet in between your hands. Halfway lift. Forward fold. And rise up to mountain pose. And hands start at center. Okay, that's our warrior series right there. Now we're going to go into a few balance poses. So we can do these a couple different ways. If you need to use the wall, you can use the wall. We're going to do some leg raises. So it's similar to the tree pose where you put about 75% of your weight. Let's start on your left leg. And you're just going to bring your right knee up so that it's parallel to the floor. If you need the wall, you come over here. Remember the four corners of your feet here. So this is where your toes do you no good at all. So your balance is here, 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 and here. And your belly is in and up. Take your arm out to the side. Now if you can, take that leg out straight. Remember, you have to push down with that bottom foot. Bring that knee back in and take it down to the mat. And we'll do the same on the opposite side, so you need to switch. So take your weight on the right foot, bring your arms out to your side. Take your balances slow. And remember, when you go into your balance is when you inhale. So do your 4 counts. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold. Chest has to shoot out here. Take that foot out if you can. Straighten it out. Doesn't have to go high. Find your drishti and stay there. Bring that knee back in and then take it back down to the mat. So if you find a point of interest, if you focus on that in these balance poses, it will keep you steady. When you inhale and listen to your breath come into the body and exhale out of the body, it clears your mind because all your mind can think about is, oh, my breath is going in and then it's going out. So you don't have time to think about other things. So on your balance poses, make sure your breathing is there. So let's try that one more time. So take your weight to the left foot, arms out to the side. Get steady here before you lift that foot. So make sure you're pushing down on that left foot. Your tailbone is tucked under, your belly's tight in your center. And on your inhale, lift that leg up. Keep that foot flexed. Push down with the left foot. Can kick that foot out. Breathe. Bring that foot back in and then take it back down to the left foot. We'll do the same on the other side. Arms out. Bring the left knee up. Flex that left foot. Find your drishti. Out. Press down on that right foot. Bring that knee back in and then send that foot back down to the floor. Does that help with trying to really listen to your breath? Listen to your breath. So from here, let's try a tree pose, which is basically the same thing, taking about 75% of the foot on your weight on your left foot. Tree pose can be here. As long as you're tight in your center, your core's in and up, tailbone's tucked under, chest is lifted up, pressing down with the feet, and bring the arms out. This is the first tree pose. From here, take your hands to your heart, And if you can bring it up to your calf, bring your foot up to your calf. If you can't, stay right there. Find your drishti. And if you can, take the leg up to the inner thigh. Quiet the mind. Listen to your breath. Very slowly, take that right leg down to meet the left. Shake the legs out. Let's try that one more time. Really try to get quiet. Try to go inside yourself. So take 75% of the weight on your right foot. Take the left foot into tree pose. Arms can come up over your head. They can go in prayer position. They can stay out to the side, whatever is comfortable for you. Find your tree pose. And you'll find your balance is going to be a little bit different from one side to the other. So from here, I want you to turn on your sideways on your mat and take your legs out as wide as you can, pretty much, and still being steady on your feet. So it's a really wide pose here. Take your arms out to the side with the flat back. I want you to come forward. And then bring your arms down onto the mat. Take the top of the head down toward the mat to a wide leg forward fold. And breathe here. Take the hips up to the sky as you take your belly button toward your back. Come up to a flat back, so you press into the hands. Head comes forward and release to a forward fold. The top of the head comes down toward the mat. So you're actually looking in between your legs here. Flat back, press the hands into the mat, come up to a flat back. From here, I want you to take your hands onto your hips, keeping the back flat, very, very slowly. I want you to come up to a standing position. And then bring your feet back in and come to the top of your mat. From here, let's go down onto our mat. So have a seat on your mat. And we're going to do a few let's go on to our knees. Let's get onto our knees. We're going to do a camel's pose before we go that. So you're on your knees. Your toes can be turned under or they can be flat on the mat, however is comfortable for you. So Julie, come on up. Yeah. And from here, camel's pose can be this, just a slight back. That's camel's pose. Another camel's pose would be taking the arms up and then taking one arm back to reach the back of the heel and the other arm to reach the back of the heel. So you're actually pushing the hips forward with a slight back bend. The chest goes up toward the ceiling and you breathe. Come out of camel's pose. And take a rest onto your feet or on your knees. And then we'll come back up one more time and do camel's pose. So take your camel's pose, whatever is comfortable for you. If the hands are on the waist, and you take the slight back bend. If you're taking that position, make sure you're really shooting the chest forward. Good job. And breathe. The neck should be relaxed. So if you can't look up, hold the head up and just look straight ahead. And if that's more comfortable, take that position. And then when you're ready, come back into child's pose and just take a break for a second. I don't think we've done bow pose before. So if you want to watch, I'll show you what bow's pose is. So bow's pose, you're going to start out on your belly. And you're going to bring your legs, bend your legs up. You're going to grab the inside or the outside of your feet. Your forehead is on the mat. Feet are flexed. And on your inhale, you're going to raise your chest up. And then I want you to bring it back down. If you can, raise the chest and the legs up off the floor on your inhale for 4. And then come back down. So we're going to do this with our breath. We're going to do this 3 times. So grab the ankles, the feet, wherever, inside, outside, whatever's comfortable. Put your forehead on the mat. And on your inhale, raise up with your head. Take your chest forward. 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale. Bring the head back down to the mat. Inhale, rise up again. 2, 3, 4. Exhale. 2, 3, 4. This time, if you can bring the legs off the mat, that's great. If not, see if you can raise up a little bit higher. So on your inhale, rise up, bow pose. And exhale. Just take a little break. Come into child's pose if you need to. Stay in your belly. Rock a little bit from side to side in child's pose. Just kind of give your body a little love. Okay, enough love. Enough love. We're going to do a few abs. We're not going to go crazy. But we're going to go into a high push-up. So shoulders are over the wrist. And you're going to take your knee to your nose. So your right knee comes to your nose. And then I want you to take it back on the exhale. Place it back down on the floor. So then we'll bring the left knee up to the nose. And then take it back. And take the right up. And shoot it back on the exhale. Left knee comes up to the nose. And take it back. Again on the right. And bring that leg back to the left. Again with the left leg to the knee, to the nose. And take it back. One more time. Right knee to the nose. Take it back. And the left knee to the nose. And bring it back. Drop to your knees and come into child's pose. From here, I want you to roll over onto your backs. And take your legs up to the sky. Take your arms underneath your hips, and your hands underneath your hips. Flex your feet. And we're going to place your shoulders, relax your shoulders onto your mat. And I want you to drop your left leg, straighten your left leg, and drop your left leg to the mat, Keep the right leg extended up, and then I want you to switch. So we're going to scissor kick. So bring the left leg up, the right leg goes down, in reverse. Take this at your own breath. I want you to do 10 of these on your own, with your own breath. My glasses are fogging up. When you're finished, I want you to bring both feet up, flex, shoot the heels to the ceiling, and very slowly, with a straight leg, I want you to lower your legs to the ground. As slow and controlled as you can, keeping the lower back pressed to the mat. And then drop the feet to the mat. Release the hands and take a little break. Another pose that I don't think we've done, it might be Julie's favorite. I think she's the one that said something that first day we did this. You said, "Oh God, thanks, we're not doing pigeon." Well, guess what we're going to do? We're going to do pigeon.
I need it.
So,
I don't know what it is yet. So.
I know. So roll onto your side and come up to a seated position, and I'll show you a pigeon pose. So pigeon pose is a hip release. And pigeon pose, we're going to start with our right leg bent, and bent to whatever degree you can bend that right leg. And you shoot the left foot back. So you're actually trying to sit the right hip onto the floor. If that's not going to work, that's not in your practice, then you can bend that left leg, or bring this, don't bend that left leg, bring this leg into your groin and come down like this. So your leg can be in this, your front leg can be in this position. Ideally, it comes all the way up here, which I can't do that. I'm not that flexible. But whatever position you can get into to where you're actually feeling that stretch on the outside of your hip. This is a really big muscle. It has to be held.
So,
That's right. That's right. So your body,
Actually, out here.
wherever it's start in. Maybe not that far in. Start right there. Send your shoulders forward. Bring your hands up here. Okay? So you should start to feel that in here. If you need to move it up a little bit, and I'm talking a little bit will make a huge difference. And you can rock a little bit from side to side with those hips. We're going to stay here for a little while. Shoot that back foot. Take it back. Keep trying to wiggle it back on the mat so that you're really stretching that body long. That's fine. You can come down on your elbows. So we're going to stay in this position for just a little bit. So make sure you work into the discomfort, but do not let it hurt. So you're really it's kind of a push and pull. So you're kind of pushing forward with the top half of your body, but your back foot is kind of wanting to go the opposite direction. So it's kind of a push and pull kind of thing. So it's like if somebody has something and they're pulling you forward and somebody's behind you pulling that leg. Am I doing this right? You are doing it right. You're very, yeah. Do you feel it? Yeah? Okay. You shouldn't. Oh, really? You feel it in there?
Where do you feel it?
She's
feeling
feeling
it
it too.
My left leg doesn't feel anything. My left hip, my right hip feels everything.
My right hip is.
Yeah, and that's what you should feel it here.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, you should feel it there. And if you can do a little rock back and forth. real slow. And that sometimes helps that. So if you wanted to take the hips from side to side, stay here for just a few more minutes. This is a big muscle to try to open up.
Show Nicole this is what she had issues with.
And we hold a lot of tension in our hips, even though you don't realize it. So a little variation of this stretch would be to take your hands back underneath the shoulders, straighten them out, and send the chest forward and the head up to the ceiling. And you should feel, and send the right hip down to the mat. And you should feel a little bit of a different stretch. And then to come out of this, just bring that back foot, swing it around, and come into a seated position. And from here, we're going to fold over just a little bit, just a gentle stretch this way. Just to kind of release that a little bit. Maybe wiggle a little bit from side to side. And then we'll take half pigeon on the other side. So whichever leg you set back the first time, send the opposite leg back this time. Feel totally, you okay, Julie? This is a really hard side. Yeah.
Left side, not so much. I like the
Yeah.
left side.
You will like one side better than the other. You good, Richard? So when you're in this position, there's a lot to think about, and it hurts most people. So it's really hard to try to remember everything. But when you're in this position, see if you can remember to keep that belly pulled in. Don't let the belly just hang. Flex the foot of the bent leg, and you'll feel a difference. If you flex it, and then point it, and see if you can feel the difference. Don't forget to breathe. And don't wear your shoulders up around your ears. Try to relax the shoulders. The upper half of the body really isn't doing anything. And then bring those arms in, stretch them out, send the chest toward the front of the room, send the hips to the mat. One more stretch. Leg in and around, and come into a seated forward fold. Just a gentle fold. And then from here, I want you to take your left leg out straight, bring the right foot into the inner left thigh, flex the foot of the left leg, bring the arms out to the side, take them above your head, and with the flat back, I want you to come down into a seated forward fold. You can grab the foot, use your strap. You want a strap, Rich? And again, breathe in this position. Breathe. On the exhale, see if you can come a little bit further down. On the inhale, release a little bit. And exhale, come back down. And then let's switch legs. Join strap. Strap. Take your arms out to the side, over your head, and then forward fold onto the right side. Quiet the mind, listen to your breath. And slowly come back up and take both legs out this time. And rock on your hips, get your sit bones weight situated on both sit bones. Bring the hands out to the side of your head and then fold forward. And breathe. With each exhale, see if you can come down a little bit further. In this position, it's not your nose to your knees, it's your chest to your knees. So relax the neck. And when you're ready, release and slowly lower down onto your back. Take your feet out to the side, arms out to the side with your palms facing up into Shavasana. I read from Melody Beatty's book, Journey to the Heart, one Saturday, and I really enjoy her readings, so I'm going to read, today's the 23rd of September, and her message is listen to your body. The call to exercise doesn't come from gyms, health clubs, physical education directors, or diet books. The call to exercise comes from our bodies, from our souls. I fought exercise for a long, long time. During the 80s, when it became popular, I managed to resist. It's boring, hard, unpleasant, I thought. It won't work for me. When my daughter finally dragged me to the local health club, I felt like I was in a foreign country. I rode a bike for a few minutes, then wobbled to the water fountain looking like a pigeon, legs numb, heart pounding, muscles aching, sweat pouring down my back. My daughter looked at me and firmly said, "You let yourself get in this shape, now it's time to get out." It took a while to understand that when I did some simple workouts, I felt better, not worse. The cycle happened naturally over many months, but my body had said loudly, it's time. The world is full of ways to move around, work our bodies, and exercise. Park the car in a space farthest from the store and walk. Carry groceries one bag at a time from the car to the house. Carry your own luggage. Go for a walk, go for a run, do sit-ups, learn yoga, take up line dancing. Find some ways to move your body that feels good for you. Start doing it, even if it doesn't feel good at first. Do it until you hear your body. Hear what it wants. Hear what it needs. Hear what feels good to it. Do it until you hear your body tell you how and when it wants to move. The better you can hear your body, the more clearly you will hear your soul. Start to wiggle your toes, your fingertips. Wake up a little bit. Turn onto your right side, your feet is position. Push up into a seated position. It was an awesome class. You guys did fantastic. Hands start center. Enjoy this beautiful day. Namaste.